Okay, picture this. You're gripping your PS5 controller, sweating out a tight weekend league match in EA Sports FC 26. Yeah, we all know the sticks, right? Today, we are not just going to read off some dry, boring list of button inputs. Nope, we're going to completely transform how you play. We're turning basic movement controls into a dynamic, match-winning strategy. By the end of this explainer, you are going to see the game entirely differently and execute your moves with real purpose.
But first, let me ask you a question. Do you want smoother gameplay in FC 26? I mean, we've literally all been there. You intercept this brilliant pass, the field suddenly opens wide up, and bam, a heavy touch completely ruins the fast break. Or worse, you're defending in your own box. You dive into a tackle out of pure desperation, and your opponent just skips right past you for an easy, sweaty 90th minute goal. It is incredibly frustrating, isn't it? But mastering the very specific controls we're going over today, that's the ultimate solution. It is literally the difference between truly flowing with the game and wanting to throw your controllers straight through the TV.
Okay, let's dive into this tactical progression. First up, movement fundamentals. Then, defending and ball protection. Next, precision attacking controls. And finally, we'll wrap up with advanced skills and mastery. Let's go. Phase 1. Movement fundamentals. This is the absolute foundational element of navigating the pitch.
Now, I know it sounds almost too basic to mention, right? It's just moving your player. But honestly, the left stick dictates literally everything you do out there. The intensity of your thumbstick movement really matters here. You gotta stop panic mashing the stick to the edges. Small, subtle movements equal much better, tighter control. On the flip side, quick, decisive movements, those equal faster direction changes. So if you're operating in super tight spaces surrounded by defenders, you want slight, careful adjustments to keep that ball glued to your feet.
And that brings us to the triggers, specifically sprinting. You face a critical tactical choice every single time you move down the pitch. R2 sprint versus R1 controlled sprint. You're going to hold R2 to accelerate into open space. It's exactly what you use when you've just beaten a defender or when you're chasing down a long through ball. But watch out. Sprinting all the time makes your touches significantly heavier. And actually, that is exactly where R1 controlled sprint becomes your best friend. R1 gives you way better balance while still keeping good speed. It's the absolute perfect choice when you're approaching defenders or hunting for those tight little pockets of space in the final third.
Phase 2. Defending and ball protection. Let's shift our focus to the mechanics of survival and stopping their attacks.
When you are defending, jockeying with L2 is everything. This simple action allows you to stay directly in front of the attackers. The key philosophy here? Patience. Instead of wildly diving into tackles and taking your defender completely out of the play, simply holding L2 is the smartest, most reliable way to defensively stabilize your backline. You hold your ground, you jockey, you wait. You're basically using this control to defensively force the opponent into making the mistake for you.
But hey, L2 isn't just for defense. Let's look at how this builds into your offensive game, with shielding the ball. When you're under heavy pressure, hold L2 to instantly throw your body between the defender and the ball. You absorb the contact, dictate the pace of the game, and use those crucial extra seconds to let your teammates make their attacking runs. You're holding off a tough defender just long enough to buy crucial time for your team to advance up the pitch.
Phase 3. Precision attacking controls. This is where nuanced inputs completely dismantle the opponent's defense.
So the crucial point here is strafe dribbling, which you activate simply by holding L1. Strafe dribbling gives you unbelievably close ball control. I mean, it allows for lightning-quick direction changes, specifically in one-on-one situations. When you've got an isolated defender right in front of you, L1 is absolutely your primary weapon to shift their weight one way while you quickly dart the other, leaving them sliding out thin air.
Another incredibly powerful tool using that exact same button is the stop and face goal mechanic. For this, you simply press L1 and completely let go of the left stick. In that split second, your player instantly stops and squares up to the goal, almost magically generating a pocket of attacking space that just wasn't there a millisecond ago. You instantly have room for a pass, a shot, or setting up a killer skill move.
Now, to avoid a heavy touch, you need to engage the controlled first touch. As the pass arrives, hold R1 and ease the left stick in your desired direction to prep your next move. The ball will stick to your boots like glue. This specific combination is exactly how you solve the problem of fumbling the ball right at the moment you receive it. By holding R1, you ensure possession is totally maintained and you're instantly prepared to launch your attack. But what if you aren't in tight quarters? Well, when the field opens up, hold R2 and flick the right stick to execute a knock-on. You will explosively burst past defenders.
But a quick warning here, if there isn't actual daylight ahead of you, you're literally just passing the ball straight to their center back. So save this explosive momentum only for when the pitch is truly wide open.
Now let's contrast that explosive speed with the stop ball mechanic. You just hold R2 without moving to stop instantly. This allows you to effortlessly reset the attack or purposefully bait the defense. Honestly, it is absolute strategic brilliance. By completely stopping your momentum, you trick overeager defenders into flying right past you, giving you all the time and space you need to calmly pick out your next pass.
Phase 4. Advanced Skills and Mastery. Let's bring it all together by mapping out your controller's logic.
And this brilliantly illustrates everything. To truly master the game, you need a mental map of your shoulder buttons. L1 is dedicated to close control and positioning, L2 handles your physicality and defense, R1 is all about balance and precision, and R2 governs your speed and acceleration. Once you actually understand the overarching tactical purpose of each of these buttons, everything just clicks. You stop thinking about inputs and start mentally mapping out your strategy on the fly.
And to top it all off, we have the right stick skill moves. The right stick is where all your dynamic flair lives. You know, ball rolls, roulettes, step-overs, and advanced dribbles. But a word to the wise here. Practice these offline in the arena first before you try styling on someone in a competitive match and end up giving away an easy goal. Master the basic movements we covered today first and then add the flair.
Which brings us to the end of our tactical breakdown. We've covered the essentials, from the subtle control of the left stick all the way to the explosive power of the knock-on. Mastering these basics will absolutely guarantee a massive improvement in your gameplay. So I'm leaving you with one final thought. Which control will you master first? It is time to grab that PS5 controller, boot up the game,